Salute, 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 salute. What's happening, man? This is Nocturnal Thoughts, man. Boxing After Dark, man. Let me start this video out. Uh, First of all, let me say this, so I can make this absolutely crystal, crystal clear. Blood boxing, blood boxing is the OG. In my book, in my book, certified official OG. And what that means to me is a zenith level of respect. You know what I'm saying? Period, point blank. So anything I ever say in referring to blood is coming off the top with respect. Never no malice. Period. Point blank. You know what I'm saying? Salute. So like the other day, I woke up, man. This how I barely sleep. You see, I'm nocturnal. I barely sleep. I'm always, you know what I'm saying, yeah, in insomnia state. But I took my little nap, man, just to re-energize. I wake up, I grab my phone, and I look at it, and it's blurry. And if I see blood boxing, a new video drop, I click on it. If I see Real Talk Boxing, it's a new video, I click on it. If I see um, Aries Zodiac dropped a new joint, I click on it. If I see Chin Tuck Boxing, I click on it. I got a few other guys, you know what I'm saying, that if they drop a video, I wake up to it, I click on it. You know what I'm saying? Go about my day, brush my teeth, whatever, whatever, right? So the other day, yesterday, when I woke up, I thought I got a video from Blood, but I think it was like YouTube would say recommended. If you like Blood, you might also like this channel. It's recommended to you, and it was a video. I clicked on it. I'm thinking it was from Blood that he linked to say I want everybody to check out this video. And I watched this video. I listened to this video, should I say? And I couldn't even remember the name of the platform it was on. But this brother was talking. He was talking. What I want to say. He was talking about the Deontay Wilder situation with the headphones and not saying anything at the press conference, and how pissed off he was. You know what I'm saying? He made a lot of valid points. You know what I mean? As far as him being a customer, him purchasing a product, him having expectations of the quality of the product. His video was whatever 15 minutes long. I listened to the whole thing, and you know, I'm sitting there listening to it, and I'm agreeing with what I agree with, I'm disagreeing with what I disagree with, and I'm thinking, you know what I'm saying, I'm following his logic, and I'm thinking about the way I think about things too, which is, you know what I'm saying, I usually think in terms of duality. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm Nocturnal Thoughts. I do all my fucking videos, you know what I'm saying, in the broad day. No, I look at shit in dualities, man. But let me stick to the subject at hand, because I'm listening to this brother talk, and it is inspiring me in a way to where I want to say what I want to say, you know what I'm saying, the way I think about the same situation. But I listened to this whole dude, and when I get done listening to him, I said, man, that dude was solid. That dude was what I like to call the last of a dying breed. He is cut from a particular cloth that, you know, is very rare these days. But I went about my day, man. You see, I released like 4 videos. I did my workout. I took my daughter to the swimming pool. We had some fun. We chilling. And I said, I'm going to get back to see who that video was, because I want to make a video in response to that. And I want to clarify, too, to Blood and to this brother, that I made a statement that I think I didn't get to add the clarity to what I wanted to say, and I'm gonna clarify it now because I like to stand on what I say. And even if look, I contradicted myself. See, I don't One thing I don't like is for people to um, criticize every single contradiction in people. Because I like duality, and I know that, you know what I'm saying, most people are living, breathing contradictions. Everything is contradicting itself. I mean, a prime example of life is all about death. We born to live and die. Duality, contradiction. You know what I'm saying? You live to die. You appreciate the sun because of the rain. You know what I'm saying? Love, hate, the good, bad, the ugly. Man, I had to appreciate all of it because I understand that the duality, the existence of both, without the evil and the good and the evil, and vice versa of everything, then nothing really matters. Nothing has no significance. You ain't gonna appreciate a motherfucker that always had money ain't gonna never appreciate what he got if he ain't never been through a struggle of being poor. You ain't gonna never appreciate love if you ain't never experienced hate. And I understand the dualities, and I appreciate and respect the dualities. And I respect this brother's points of view. But my points of view somewhat were different, but the same at the same time. So I'm saluting this dude, but I'm thinking like, man, you know, I understand and I appreciate your logic, but my logic is different. And when I made the video talking in it, and I brought up the subject in my video, I wasn't clear, and I contradicted myself. And this is the way I contradicted myself. I said, man, men these days need to start to man up. I said, men have been in are at a fallen state right now, and I felt like all of us as men, we need to be lifting up the bar. But in that same video, I said a lot of these men, you know, boxing is always talked about as the modern day gladiators. And I said, some of these dudes nowadays remind me of the villagers that would just bring a basket of old cabbage and rotten potatoes just to boo and throw fucking food and shit at the gladiators. And I thought about that while I was doing my grind, burning the midnight oil. And I said, you know what? That's a fucking straight up contradiction. How have men fallen in today's day if you comparing them to the same type of people that existed in the years of old, back in the gladiators in the time of the Greeks and Romans? So that's contradiction right there in myself. Contradicted myself where I'm like, people like this have always existed. You know what I'm saying? Always. So men haven't have in a fallen state. This is just a part of the game. You're gonna have some people that see Deontay Wilder with his headphones on. They're gonna take it as a disrespect, and they're gonna get infuriated, and they're gonna get pissed off. And I have to respect their opinion and respect their logic and respect that they pissed off. And you're gonna have some guys like me that can just be like, hey, that ain't. I see what he's trying to do. Maybe that's a tactic. Maybe that's a tactic. It's a tactic that I might not agree with, but at the same time, I'm thinking in duality. What if he would have did the total opposite? What if Deontay Wilder would have came out there and had this long ass speech about glove gate, and you know what I'm saying, breathing sparks spike my water, and it's time to get revenge. I was did wrong. You know what I'm saying? Uh, all that shit that was being talked about for the last 18 months. What if he would have sat up there for like 10 minutes and just talked all his talking? You know, I'm finna come with the Alabama hammer with 10 9-inch nails, and I'm finna do. What if he would have did all that? Would that have made people happier? Like, would they have been like, man, Deontay Wilder, I ain't have no faith in this brother now. You know what I'm saying? But now, since he said all the shit that's been talked about for the last fucking year, he went up there and said all that shit, I think he finna go in there and whoop this motherfucker's ass now. See what I'm saying? I look at the swing the pendulum on the other opposite end of the spectrum, and how would that have changed anything? To me, somewhere in the middle. If he wouldn't have had on the headphones and the sunglasses, and he would have said a little bit more, I would have been like, okay, you know, because enough has already been said. I would have preferred to him to answer some questions and shit like that. But the fact that he chose the headphones and the glasses and not to answer questions, it's not gonna knock me off my square where I get so pissed off and irritated and start calling him a coward and a pussy and a bitch and he's scared and and Tyson Fury's in his head and he don't have no answers. I'm not gonna go into my rabbit hole of what I think he thinks because I don't know what that man thinks. To me, him having on the headphones and the sunglasses was a tactic. It's obvious. It's obvious that yeah, he trying to dial in. He trying to mentally, you know what I'm saying, psych. He's trying to psych himself up, trying to psych this person out. He playing some kind of mental warfare. Maybe the strategy and the tactic is not what I would choose or what you would choose, but it's not to say I'm gonna call this man a pussy because of what he's choosing to do. Like Tyson Fury coming out with his shirt off is a tactic. You know what I'm saying? It's to say, here I'm comfortable in my own skin. Look at my muffin top. I'm confident I'm gonna come over here and steamroll you without the six pack and without the, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna come in here big and out of shape and whoop your ass again because I'm the Gypsy King. And I'm saying I applaud that, and I applaud the Deontay Wilder. I can't call the man a pussy who ain't about. First of all, when it comes to that whole pussy, scary, punk, chump, all that shit, I have to take a page out of Mayweather's book and say, I don't want to see no dude that's a pussy fight. If I'm firmly believing that you a pussy and you scared to fight, I don't even want to see you fight. I want to see a warrior and a gladiator clash. I don't want to see no pussy in a Gypsy King. If I want to see, if I'm thinking that you pussy, then I'm not even gonna be talking about this fight. If I'm thinking you scared to fight, to me that's contradiction logic because if he was scared to fight, he wouldn't be fighting. If he had the option to take step aside money or a fight, and he choosing to fight, and from the get-go he said, I want my rematch, I want revenge, then I'm not gonna sit here and say, well, he must mean that he's scared and he don't want to fight. I think psychologically, yeah, it's some hurdles he have to get over because he has no advantages psychologically against Tyson Fury. He really didn't naturally, just because of naturally Tyson Fury is just more cerebral programmed to be he just has, he can get underneath most of he's quick-witted, he's whippy, he has the whips, he can just, his shit can freestyle off the top of the dome that usually, you know what I'm saying, some people have to sit there and contemplate on. So he has advantages over Deontay Wilder from the first fight, then the second fight, and then all the excuses. Is really nothing that Deontay Wilder could say that's going to be able to give him any kind of psychological advantage over Tyson Fury in the press conference. And as far as him answering any questions, I'm not having questions about all the fucking conspiracies and glove gates and arbitrations and all that shit. I just got questions on who's going to win the third fight. So I just want to see the fight. That's the product to me. The press conference to me is not the product. You know what I'm saying? And the long story short is I did go back and check out who this brother was because I wanted to see who he was because, I mean, he spoke with a lot of conviction and he's from the South. Channel name is Zone 6. You know what I'm saying? Like East Atlanta, Zone 6. And I was raised in Atlanta, Decatur, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? So I can already pick up on a lot of stuff that he's saying in the way he said it because I know that language. When I was a kid growing up, I moved away now. It's a home away from home, but I can hear what he's saying, and I can dig what he's saying, and I'm listening to him, and I'm like, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna subscribe to Zone 6. I did I did check on his platform before months ago when the whole thing about Errol Spence being a bitch was getting rotated out there, and I clicked on his channel, I listened to it, I thought he was cool, but I didn't agree with a lot of shit he was saying. And then he had like multiple people on a panel, and it was like just too many conversations going where I get back to it, and I never got back to him. So I did know who Zone 6 was. When I looked at it, I said, oh, that's the same dude, man. I said, I did mean to come back and listen to more of what he had to say on his platform. You know what I'm saying? So The dude was zone 6, and he was talking about he just, as a customer of boxing, consuming a product, he wasn't happy with the Deontay Wilder with the headphones on and not answering questions. He felt like that was a bitch made move. You know what I'm saying? And I understand that a lot of people agree with that. And like I said, on some levels, I didn't think that was the wisest choice or the most masculine choice, but I wouldn't go as so far to say it was like a bitch move. I think it's like everybody has their own realities and paradigms and thoughts, and everybody has their own version of what's happening. You know what I'm saying? So, like, he gave a real life example of what happened to him recently. He was at a restaurant. My phone about to die. He was at a restaurant. I forget the name of the joint he was at, because he said he don't fuck with McDonald's, and I salute that. And he say it's this poor customer service. It's 3 young ladies, African American ladies, and they just not doing their job correctly. And that shit was infuriating him. I'm gonna paraphrase. I'm gonna take this shit out of context. You know what I'm saying? Go check out Zone 6. It's like his last couple of videos that he dropped. He say he watching them when they making his food, and they in there joking. They don't have no respect. You can tell they don't respect black men. And he see them like drop his food on the ground, like his bun to his sandwich or whatever, and they pick it up and scrape it underneath the thing, and they give it to him, and it's sloppy, and mayonnaise is all over the side and shit like this. And this motherfucker got pissed off and threw the goddamn hamburger like, make me another one. He G-checked him. And I'm like, yeah, man, I respect that. I'm like, okay, yeah, that would have been a spectacle for me to see. But it made me think of my own little situation that just happened to me very recently, and how I handle shit way differently. And I'm like, it's just a matter of your energy too. Sometimes you got to understand, like, your energy can shape your reality. I was at this little spot over here we got called Culver's. It's fast food, but it's better than McDonald's, and their customer service is always A1. It's usually this little short little white lady, man, but she's so polite. She almost reminds me of Southern hospitality, but she always real professional and courteous, and she just make your day. She go the extra mile to make you happy as a customer. But I'm in line. I'm getting some ice cream for my daughter and for my wife. They like them concrete mixers with the Snickers and the Oreos and shit, and the Heath bar. And I'm in line, and I'm listening to some boxing conversations and shit, and I can hear the person in front of me making their order, and it's like you can hear the person through the intercom, and it's not the same person. And I'm like, damn, you know, old girl ain't here. And it's this little, like, you can tell it's a younger African American chick with an attitude who ain't really trying to do her job the right way. And I'm listening to her talk, and she, is that all you want? What else do you need anything else? 999, pull around to the window. And I'm like, damn, okay, here we go with this bullshit customer service. Who gave this motherfucker a job here, right? I pull up to the joint, I already know what I'm getting. Yeah, welcome to Culver's. What can I do for you? And I'm like, damn, this is, you know what I'm saying, night and day customer service. But I'm like, I don't trip on shit like this. Let me get 2 regular concrete mixers with vanilla, the Heath bar, and the Snickers, extra Snickers, and then let me get another one with the Snickers and the Oreo. Is that all you want? Yeah, that's all I need. Pull around to the window. I'm like, here we go. Like, you know, it's a sad thing. I pull around to the window. I see the car in front of me. I see the person there, and there's 2 little young African American females, and they just, you can tell they just slow. They moving slow. They doing shit a different way. They not professional. They not being courteous, so on and so forth, right? But my energy is always my energy. They close the window. I pull up to the side. All I hear is, damn, hey girl, this nigga fine as hell, man. Hey, come here, come look at this dude. And I hear this shit, even though they got the door closed. I hear this shit, and I'm like, yeah, here we go. I ain't even really giving my attention. I just look off my side profile. I'm just listening to him. Of course, I'm human, so I get a little flattered, but I'm like, you know, I ain't no long. I'm not a young kid that just, you know, ain't been there and done that. And these are some young females. and they hear him, and she come to the other one come to the window. She's like, "Oh man, da 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 da," and they just run their little mouth, talking about the beer, talking about this, talking about that, and they talk, they talking like they got a shot. She opened up the thing. She give me my little ice cream. She trying to be extra, 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 super nice, trying to be flirtatious and shit like this, and I'm like, nice back, but at the same time, um, she say, "Can I do anything else for you?" I'm like, "Nah, I appreciate you. Have a good day." And I'm gone. So my energy was so cool, calm, and collected. You gotta respect it. Now it's different. If I would have seen somebody dropping my food, maybe I would have, blew a fuse too. I don't know, but I'm just saying, I never let my energy really go up like this. I kept it on a cool level, and then when I pulled around, they they changed their whole vibration, and energy. They changed the whole shit up to where now she trying to sit there and she trying to hang her damn. I ain't gonna talk crazy. She trying to hang out the window and show me. You dig? So, life in reality, everybody perceives stuff differently. Everybody handles stuff differently. Back to Deontay Wilder. My thing was, okay, you in a way you look like a fool. You look like a fool, FOOL. But you gonna look like a genius if you go in here and knock this dude out, or if you even win by boxing, cause ain't nobody thinking about that. If he won by boxing this dude, he gonna look like a straight genius. On one hand, you know what I'm saying? Duality, yin and yang. And the yin, if he win, he gonna look like a genius. Just like Tyson Fury looked like a genius when he said he was gonna do what he do, and he did what he did. But if he lose, if he get embarrassed, if he get beat down, he ain't gonna be able to live down the whole headset and not talking thing. You dig what I'm saying? So I'm the type of person I can just sit back and let it unfold and see how it's gonna play out, because it can go either one way. I'm not gonna just call this man a bitch. I'm not gonna call this man the boss. I ain't gonna act like he on no king shit, and I ain't gonna act like he on some lame shit. Right now, he's somewhere in the middle. He in that nuance area to where it can go either way depending on the outcome of this fight. And I got enough patience to sit back and just see how it play out. And if he lose, I'm gonna say, motherfucker look like a fool. You know what I'm saying? He could have just went out there and just did shit totally different if he was gonna lose like that. And if he win, I give him his credit where his credit is due and say he had the whole world tricked, man. People thought he was on some pussy ass shit, but his mind was actually right. And people just don't understand he different. You dig? And then I'm gonna keep it moving on to the next situation. I just like the sport of boxing, and I respect all boxers. But as humans, I know we ain't perfect. We make mistakes. We contradict each other. We contradict. We hypocrite sometimes. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like Blood. Blood is an OG. He contradicts himself every time he talk. He be contradicting himself, but I'll be right there following with him because I understand where he coming from. Because to me, he more pure with talking about boxing. It's genuine, it's real. And when I'm listening to Zone 6, it's genuine and it's real too. But it's just more vice to my versa, or yin to the yang, or yang to the yin. It's just he from the South, I'm from the South. He's still in the South, and I know life is different for him too. But iron sharpen iron. I know that me and this brother gonna get along some form of fashion. We gonna be able to respect, and agree to disagree. But I think if I stay tuned in to Zone 6 and he stay tuned into me, it's gonna be on the level of respect. You dig what I'm saying? So, like I said from that video, there wasn't no disrespect towards him, and it was a contradiction for me to even say that a lot of people that were saying their opinion, I act like I said like they wasn't entitled to their opinion. And the game need their opinion. They are entitled to their opinion. If they feel like he a bitch and he a pussy, they are entitled to have their opinion and say that, especially as consumers of the sport. You know what I'm saying? On my platform, and me as a consumer of the sport, I just think a little bit differently on certain levels. You know, I don't think that this man is no pussy. I think this man is a warrior. But you can't compare him to Muhammad Ali. But you can't compare Muhammad Ali to gladiators of old. You know what I'm saying? Like, who was getting their heads chopped off in the arena. Like, right now, everything changes over time. Same rules don't apply. Yeah, Muhammad Ali didn't want to go to Vietnam, and we salute him for that. Muhammad Ali is the favorite GOAT, but Muhammad Ali wasn't Spartacus or some shit where he was fighting in an arena where it's to the death. We would never even known who Muhammad Ali was if he was comparing him or he was fighting in a time of when motherfuckers was getting their heads chopped off. So I can't compare him to them, and I can't compare Deontay Wilder to Muhammad Ali. You know what I'm saying? And athletes these days is just different, man. I was watching the news today. This tennis player, Osaka, the Japanese Haitian girl, she dropping out of the Wimbledon just because she, suffering from anxiety, and she don't want to do the conferences. She don't want to do press conferences, so she not playing tennis. You know what I'm saying? Ryan Garcia, he just stepped out of boxing and say, I'm dealing with anxiety. Then I watched the news and like a half of a football team was coming out talking about, yeah, we athletes, but we suffer from depression and anxiety. And then, you know what I'm saying, Tyson Fury whole big thing was how much depression and anxiety I went through after I became a champion. So, no, ain't nobody cut from the same cloth as the Thomas Muhammad Ali, but Muhammad Ali ain't cut from the same cloth as a gladiator who was getting decapitated for real. It's just time changes things, and you have to adapt and change with it as well, and enjoy what you enjoy. If boxing is your form of entertainment, enjoy it. But if you want to boo and throw shit, throw cabbage and throw popcorn at boring fights, that's your right. If I want to sit there and say, no, I'm a salute these guys for, you know what I'm saying, doing the best they could do. Or if it was mediocre, I said that shit was mediocre, but I just love boxing. We'll stay tuned. Then I'm gonna do my thing my way too. And then all across the spectrum, we all got to exist in this game. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the game. That's the sport. And you love it, we love it. Like Chin Tuck Boxing say. It's Nocturnal Thoughts, man. Sorry for the long video, but it's Friday. Happy Father's Day to everybody out there. Salute to Jamar Charlo, who probably about to go out there and decapitate, you know what I'm saying, this Juan Montiel. I'm gone. Nocturnal Thoughts, man. Salute. Peace.